Well, if you're using yoga blankets, you'll only need 2. I have some extra just because I have to go up a little higher. Let me show you how we'll set this up. So if you've got the standard size, you'll open it out to this size, and then stack one over the other. Now, if you're using towels, I usually like to use 3 or 4, and you'll have it kind of the equivalent size. You might have to fold it over so it's not too long. And then we'll do that. And smooth it out so there are no wrinkles. There is a wrinkle that it's like Princess and the Pea. It's going to be really annoying. Yeah. And then alongside, you'll roll both or all up together. So it looks like this. It makes this kind of cigar shape, and you'll give that a little squash. And then let's have a single block kind of handy off to the side. If you don't have a block, you'll just air block it when we get there. And then let me show this. Also, if you need extra height for your head, you can put something behind there. You need a little, even more than that. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll sit on the very end. So the pelvis is elevated, and the spine is supported by the roll. And if you are using an extra head something, have that elevating your head. Sarah, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that when that back lifting.
Just holding it, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be in this position for a bit. Yeah, it's meant to feel good. You can have the legs bent or straight, and you can change that at any point. Yeah. So at first, let's at first keep the knees bent because that'll give you a better balance. We'll take just kind of a rock from side to side. And yeah, as you're going through this, I'm hoping it's creating a little bit of a massage effect in between the shoulder blades. Yeah, it's a place that I think feels good to get rubbed a bit. And then we'll gradually let our movement settle down. Just return to center here. And then we'll take a little bit of breath work. And at first, just bring your attention right to the center of your chest. And you can imagine here that your heart were able to breathe. You could breathe from there. And as the inhale comes, imagine that you could breathe forward and back, right and left, and up and down. So a 3-dimensional kind of 6-direction breath. And as we exhale, we'll condense back to middle again. So just take a few breaths with that in mind. Expanding in all directions. And just notice, sometimes it's easy to breathe in one direction, but not so easy in another. If you're finding a tricky spot, just let your attention rest there, and sometimes just the simple act of paying attention will allow it to change. And then after the next breath is complete, just let it go, return to your normal breathing pattern. And we'll start to move the arms. So let's let the arms lift away from the floor and just start to move in random ways. So up and down, in and out, circles, anything like that is fine. And here too, you might feel as the arms are moving, the shoulder blades kind of rub up against the roll. And just continue a few more. Yeah, and I'll suggest going pretty slowly, almost as if you're moving through water. Yeah. And then from here, let's pause with the arms just right out in front of you. And let's crisscross and give yourself a big hug. And if you're able to, you can slide the fingers kind of to the inner border of the shoulder blade. And if you can't reach, don't worry about that at all. We'll take a little hug roll side to side. And you might need to utilize your abdominal muscles a little bit just so you don't fall over. Yeah. And then let's pause. We'll undo the arms and redo so the other one is on top. And same thing here, if you're able to walk the fingers to the shoulder blades, the kind of the inner edge, do so. If you're not able to though, just be wherever you are. And a little side to side again. Yeah. And then let's pause. And as we inhale, let the arms open wide. They may or may not touch the floor. And as we exhale, we'll come in and do the cross, but this time we won't stay. So we'll take that a few times. The inhale takes the arms open, and the exhale will crisscross with the other one on top. Yeah, just do that a few more. And get a sense of how your shoulder blades are moving as the arms are taking us back. And I'll suggest, even when the arms go wide, to keep a little bend in the elbows. And the shoulder blades they'll move more when the elbows are bent as opposed to if they were straight. Yeah, and then we'll change our pattern a little bit here. Let's pause and take the arms just right out in front of you with almost but not quite straight arms. Yeah, keep your vision looking up, kind of towards the ceiling. Breathe in and exhale. And as you breathe in again, take the arms apart, keep looking up, but keep your fingers in your peripheral, so don't let the hands go further than you can see. And on the exhale, we'll come back to center. So take that a few more times. The inhale brings us open, and the exhale, we come to center. Yeah, just 2 more of those. Great. And then the next time we go open, let's let the hands come all the way down to the floor so the palms are facing up. And then slide the arms a little lower so that they're close to the hips. This time on the inhale, we'll sweep out to the side and back in the direction of your head, kind of a snow angel pattern. And on the exhale, we'll come and go again. So take that a few times. I've got some stuff in the way, so my left hand is not all the way on the floor. Hopefully, though, for you, you've got space to move both arms easily. Yeah. And from here, yogis, let's pause next time the arms come down. Take another little side-to-side wobble here just to reset a little bit over the roll. And then those of you who do have a block will grab a hold of the block. If you don't, just pretend you do. And then I'll hold the block right in front of the chest and then go slightly lower. So if you had a plumb line, it would go down about to the navel. And then from this position here, reach the block away from the chest. The shoulder blades will kind of pull apart. And then keeping the arms straight, draw the block towards you, and you might feel the shoulder blades kind of squeeze the roll. Do that a few times. So reach the block away from you, and then draw it back towards you. Now as we do this, see if you can do it without scrunching the shoulders up towards your ears. You want to keep some space for the neck. And just very lightly squeeze the block with the pinky side of the hand, and let the thumb side of the hand be a little lighter. Great, and then let's pause in the down position. Notice here the front ribs, and in a second we'll take the block back. The ribs will want to
pull up. See if you can keep the front ribs down as you start to draw the block back in the direction of your head. But only go so far that you can see kind of the upper arms, maybe the elbows in your peripheral vision. Yeah, so we're not taking the block all the way to the floor. Stay in this position and give a little squeeze with the pinky side of the hand. Yeah. And then from here, we'll take the block just in front of you again. Let's do that a few more times. So on the inhale, we'll draw the arms back without letting the ribs pop up. And on the exhale, we'll return the arms back to starting position. Just a few more times. Let this be about the stability in the torso and the rib cage as the arms are doing their thing. And maintain just the light squeeze of the pinky side of the hand into the block. The thumb side doesn't have to touch, or if it does, it's just light. Good. Okay. And then let's take the block just set it aside. We'll take the arms again right in front of you. Bend the elbows, and this time clasp one hand to each elbow. And let the whole arm situation go a little bit to the right. And as you do that, let the chest go a little bit to the left. Yeah, but don't fall off the roll. And then we go other side. So arms go a little left, the chest goes a little right. And take that a few times. Let's go really, really slowly. One side, other side. Yeah. And then we'll pause in the middle. Swap the arm clasp so you have the other one in the front. And this time, take some circles, just letting the arm unit circle in front of the chest a couple of times. Yeah, and then we'll go the other direction a couple of times. Good. And then let's pause here, relax the arms down, just down onto the floor, and take them out again, about shoulder height or slightly lower, and that's fine too. And then we'll bend the fingers, so you make kind of a loose fist, and bend at the wrist so the backs of the hands peel up off the floor. Yeah, just hold that for a second. And then we go the other direction, the fingers spread out, the backs of the wrists now lift off of the floor and kind of reach outward through the inner wrist. So do that a few times. The fingers curl in, you'll bend at the wrist, backs of the hands come off the floor. And then the fingers spread wide, the backs of the wrists come off the floor. And we do that a few more times. Yeah. And I know my hand is probably cut off on the screen, but I think you got it. And now we'll keep doing this, but when one hand makes the fist, the other hand goes the other direction. And then we'll swap, so they're alternating. A little bit of a brain teaser. Good. That's it. And then when enough is enough, just let that go. Let's take one more time, little wobble over the roll, just a little side to side. And then keep the wobble going, and let's add in that kind of sea monster arms, any sort of random arm movement. And both the rock and the arm movement, I'll suggest to keep them kind of slow. Yeah. All right. We could just do this the whole time, huh?
Yeah,
yeah, we're gonna do something else, but I think it's equally yummy. So let's pause here, just take a little pause. And then we'll roll to the side to come off of the prop. And we are gonna keep the roll for something else, so try not to dismantle it. Just push it out of the way and come to lay down on your back for a sec. Ugh, got so many things here. And as you lie down again on your back, just notice how your body meets the floor now without the roll. In particular, think about the shoulder blades and the upper back, backs of the arms. Notice the breath too. You might feel a change in the breath. All right. So when you're ready, let's roll over to one side. You have the knees bent here, just press up. We're gonna rearrange our situation a little bit. So let's take the roll, and if it came undone, you can redo it. And we'll bring it, instead of long ways on the mat, we'll take it across. So it comes across like this. And then we'll lay down over it, but we'll have the hands supporting the head. And, excuse me, for most of us, the head will not touch the floor. We'll keep the knees bent. So the shoulder blades, approximately the shoulder blades will go at the roll. If you're a little higher, a little lower, that's okay. So we'll hold the head here, interlace the fingers, lift the pelvis for a second, and try to draw the pelvis more towards your feet so you kind of traction the spine. It's not really going to go very far. And then put the hips back down. Yeah. And then from here, without letting the ribs pop up, they might lift a little, but try not to move from the ribs lifting. We'll start to arc back, keeping the head fully supported. And most of us won't touch the floor. Some of you might, the hands or the head. Yeah. And then we'll come up a little bit on the side bend to one direction. And then we'll go the other direction. So let's take that a few times, just kind of side to side. We want the neck to stay relaxed. And now as you're going, just incrementally kind of scooching yourself so the upper body goes a little further back. And so you're maybe an inch higher than you were. And then we'll continue our little side bends. Yeah. Good. And then we'll pause, continue to hold the head. And as you do this side bend, let's add in kind of a twist. You turn a little bit one direction. And you'll undo, you'll re-side bend, you'll turn a little the other direction. Yes, so take that a few times. Yeah. It looks curiously kind of like the bicycle crutches, but let it be more about this massage to the upper back than it is about a workout in the abdominals. Good. And now, next time you go to one side, if you're at home, just whatever side you can see, we'll roll all the way over onto that side. And Sarah, you can roll onto your left if you can see better. Yeah. So we want the roll to end up is lower down than the armpit. It's approximately bra strap level. Yeah. If you can hold the head with the bottom arm, do. If you need to hold with the top arm, that's fine instead. I think most people would find it more comfortable on the bottom. And then we'll roll a little forward, kind of towards the roll, and we'll roll a little back. Yeah, so just getting into a new spot. A little forward, a little back. If you're familiar with the muscles, we're at the lats, maybe a little bit serratus. Yeah. And then from here, friends, let's pause when you're right in the middle. And we'll take kind of a cat-cow flexion and extension through the spine, remaining in this spot on the roll. Yeah, and if you need to adjust your position in any way, you can. Good. And then let's pause. We'll find one more spot. Now this one, the roll is just about right in the armpit. Yeah, so you scoot your body a little bit lower. And then just like before, we'll roll forward and back. Now, as long as it's not painful, if you're a little bit on breast tissue, it's okay. If it feels uncomfortable for you, then either don't roll as far or go a little higher so that you don't squash them. Yeah, and then we're going to pause again and do the same sort of cat-cow movement. And as you can see, that the head is moving, but I'm trying not to initiate from the head. It's just kind of coming along. Great. And then let's pause here. And we'll come up. We'll take a little recheck before we swap sides. Just come up to sit any way you like. And then we'll take whatever side you were just laying on, take that arm forward and up, and just notice how easy that is for you to do. Yep, and take it down, and let's do the other side just to compare. Forward and up. Oh, it gets like stuck, doesn't it? Yeah, take them both up, and then do kind of like a little robot, and see if the rolled arm has a little more freedom. Yeah, so we better do the second side, I think. Let's turn around, or you can just roll over. I'm gonna turn around so that you see my better half here. And then we'll start at that spot that's a little below the armpit. Yeah, we'll keep the knees bent. Prop up the head with the bottom arm or the top arm if that's better for you. And then we'll take our little rock forward and back. Now, certainly this sort of technique can be done on a foam roller, but I actually, in a way, I like the blankets better because it's softer. And you get to kind of sink in a little bit. Yeah, next time we're right in the middle, we'll pause. And let's take our cat-cow. Oh, yeah. Good. And then let's pause. And we'll find our next spot here, which is just right about at the armpit. And we go again, same thing. We rock forward and we rock back. And it's interesting because sometimes it feels like not much is happening, yeah? But then we do the little arm check, and indeed something is happening. Let's pause right in the middle and we'll take our cat-cows. Great. And then let's pause. We'll recheck, come back up to your center, to seat. And then whatever arm was just getting rolled, we'll lift that side. Oh, it's like a whole new arm. And then take the other side to join. Oh, they're so free. And we do a little robot move. Yeah. Awesome. All right, let's release that. And just roll the shoulders a little bit. We're going to do one more thing with the roll, and I can't actually do it, but I can tell you what to do. Yeah. So you'll reset the roll so it's long ways on the mat. And don't come down yet, just so that you can see. We'll lay down, belly down in this sort of position. And we want the hands, we want to pretend I'm on my belly and I'm in this position here. Yeah? So it's like prep for cobra. Yeah, and I think I'm just going to do it standing up, but you'll be laying prone on the roll. That's it. And yeah, if the girls are getting squashed, you could either go a little further ahead, or if you need to make adjustments, you can. Yeah. Yeah. And then you'll set up the hands in this position. So you're a little further back, so the forearms are roughly straight up and down. Yeah. And then from your position here, lift the front of the shoulders away from the floor so you feel the shoulder blades engage on the back. Exactly. Tuck the toes under. Press back through your heels, kind of like you're standing on your feet. Exactly. Breathe in. And as you exhale, let's actually exhale. We'll do this on the inhale. On the next inhale, don't move your arms, but try to pull them back and pull the chest forward, but don't go up, just forward. And then on the exhale, you'll relax. Do that a few times. So try to drag the arms back, pull the chest forward, lengthen, and relax. Let's go twice more. Yes. Good. Last one. Good. And then we're done with those. Let's press back something like child's pose. Yeah, you can get rid of the roll, just put it to the side. Let's take a little wobble here, a little side to side. Yeah. Good.
And then from here, friends, let's regroup. We'll reset to the all fours position. Feel free to dismantle your blankets if you need something under the knees. You can set that up for padding if you need it. Yeah. Okay. So from all fours position, let's just start to move around a little bit in a similar, remember when we were doing that little rock over the blanket roll? Do kind of that here. And the hands are stuck on the floor, but can you let the shoulder blades move? And then let them start to move freely in any direction, and the spine will just come along for the ride. Yeah. And hopefully there's some good freedom in there after a lot of the stuff we've been working on. Yeah, we'll take a little pause. We'll go back again to child's pose, and feel free to widen the knees here as needed. And let's go on to the fingertips. We'll spider fingers, give the mat a little scrunch action. Yeah. And then stay on the fingertips, but back off of the scrunch. Bend the elbows a little out to the sides, and feel what happens in the upper arms and the shoulder blades when you rotate the elbow tips down towards the floor. Yeah, and then re-lengthen the arms. We're still in a child's pose. Let's go again. Elbows bend out to the sides. Turn the elbow tips down so the arms rotate. And then from here, reset the hands down onto the floor. And just give the mat a little push forward with the hands. And then do the opposite. Do a little pull. Yeah, go one more time. Push forward. And now as we pull, let's bend the elbows a little. Let the hips lift, shift a little forward, and then re-straighten the arms coming back to all fours position. Yeah? You can reset if the knees went wide. Let's round the back through cat. Go back a little bit, and then bend the elbows, and we'll pull forward to come up. So you're making a circle. Yeah. Every time you find this little pull forward, feel the upper back engage. Yeah, so we still get some shoulder blade action here. Nice job, you guys. And then from here, next time we come forward and up. Let's pause. And we'll go back to child's pose, but this time let's go with the rounded back. And then we'll stay round as we come forward. Walk the hands a little further forward, and then extend the spine, lift the chest. Do that a few times. So we'll shift back, round on the way back. And then at first you'll round to come forward, and then you'll unround, lifting the chest at the end. Yeah, let's take that a few more times. Good. All right, so we're gonna get off the hands for a second. Let's pause the next time we come forward, and you'll come down to the belly. Or if you'd rather come to child's pose, you'll do this. We're gonna do the same thing with the arms. So if you're on the belly, you'll be on the forearms, on the elbows. You can either keep the forearms parallel or have them stacked. If you're in child's pose with me, you'll keep the forearms parallel. Yeah, from here, let the chest sink down for a second. And then without going anywhere, try to drag the arms back. Pull the chest forward, we lengthen to lift. And if you're in child's pose, you can lift the elbows a little. And then down we come. Do that a few times. Inhale, we find this little pull back, lengthen to lift. And exhale, we come back down. Yeah, a couple more times. Good. Now this will be our last one. On the way down, those of you on the belly, just reset your hands so you can come into down dog. And then if you're in child's pose, you'll reset to come into down dog. Go ahead and just get there. Yeah, and then we've done really nothing yet for the legs, so they might be a little stiff. You can add in some movement here. Good. And then let's pause, widen your stance in the legs, bend the knees, walk the hands back, heels land onto the floor. And then as we inhale, come all the way up, arms lift, legs lengthen. Exhale, put the arms down alongside you. Yes, yogis, let's stay in this kind of wide position. Just be really kind of loose, lazy, and start to slither around. Like, remember when we were on the big blanket roll? Yeah, let the arms move. Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll change our movement pattern a little bit here. Let's open the arms wide. And then as we exhale, we'll bend the knees, let the backs of the wrists come towards each other, shoulder blades pull apart. Inhale, flip the palms to face up, open and lift. Exhale, we'll bend and come down. Do that a few more times. So it's kind of like a big standing cat-cow. Yeah. Great. And that'll be it. Come back to center. Just go ahead and stand here. Let's reset the feet so they're just right underneath you. And now I'm not going to have you grab the block, but remember how it felt when you were holding the block. Take the arms in front of you and reach the imaginary block away from you without letting the whole body move. It's just the arms and the shoulder blades. And then we draw the block back without bending the elbows. Do that a few times. So we reach it forward and we draw it back. And you do this without bunching up the neck. Yeah? Great. And then we'll stay in the back position. Go ahead, let the arms lift and let the ribs lift with the arms, which is different from what we did. And then pull the ribs down once the arms have lifted. Yeah. Let's inhale. Exhale down. We go forward fold. You can bend the knees as needed. Take a halfway lift. Stay in the position. Just breathe as you need to. Chest moves forward. Shoulder blades draw down the back. Yeah. Take another breath in. And then as we exhale, let's lower down. Walk the hands forward. We'll come into our plank pose. We won't stay. Once you're there, lower the left knee down. Take the right heel to the floor and take the right arm forward, up, back, and around. And as the arm lands, the knee lands, change sides. Left leg reaches back, left arm comes forward, up, back, and around. And we'll take a few more. The arm cycle is very slow. See if you can feel the shoulder blade move and the rib cage move as the arm is doing its thing. Yeah. Good. And then when enough is enough, we'll pause. Let's all come back. We'll do the child's pose version. Some of you have already done it. Some of you did the other one last time. So we'll have the forearms on the floor parallel to each other. Hips, they may not go all the way back. If you're up a little, that's fine. So as we inhale, try to drag the arms back. Broaden the collarbones. The hips will lift a little. Keep doing that, and then the elbows lift a little. And as we exhale, we'll release, coming down. Do that a few more times. So the inhale, we find this pull back, elbows lift a little. It's all about the upper back. And down we come. Yeah, let's take it twice more. Good. And then this last one will stay. Tuck the toes under, readjust so you can find your downward facing dog pose. And then from here, friends, let's shift into plank and we'll lower the knees and have the knees further back than the hips. Unless that's a no-go, if you need to pull the knees a little further forward, you can. Just a tiny little smidge, let the chest sink down, and then try to drag the chest forward, move the shoulder blades down the back, lift up a little more through the abdomen, and then kind of like we did holding the block, let the chest sink a little, press into the floor, let everything lift a little. Elbows stay straight for these. Take a few more rounds. Yeah. I think we did this on Saturday. Some of you are here. How exciting. We get to go again. Let's pause. Back to downward facing dog. Go. Separate your feet wide. Bend the knees. Crawl the arms back. Heels to the floor. Inhale all the way up and come. Exhale the arms down. Yeah. All right. So you're going to stay in this position, feet, legs kind of wide. Take the right arm, and it'll reach forward, but also kind of across on the diagonal, very slowly, up and around, and then back and down, little bend in the elbow on the way down. And then we'll change to the left side. Now, just like when we did some of the other movements here, let the movement not just be the arm, but the shoulder blade, the rib cage, the spine. Yes, it's a full body experience. You might even lift a heel, if that makes sense, just depending on where you're going. Yeah. Great. And then if you want to speed the movement up a little, you can. If you want to keep it really gooey slow, you can. See if you can luxuriate a little bit in the movement. Good. All right. And then let's pause here. Reset yourself so the feet are just right underneath you. And then inhale up we come. Exhale down we go, forward fold, bend the knees as you like. Halfway up with the chest forward, shoulder blades down the back. Lower yourself down here. We'll come into regular plank or knees down plank if you need to do that. Yeah? Just a tiny bit, let the chest sink. Pull the chest forward, draw the shoulder blades down the back, press into the floor, lift up a little, also lift up through the abdomen. Yes, yogis. And then from here, let's lower left knee down. We'll take another round of this. Right heel to the floor, right arm cycles all the way around we go. And as the arm comes down, the knee comes down. We've changed sides. We're just going to do the one on each side here. Yes. And then once you're back down, let's reset. Downward facing dog pose. Come on up to the front of the mat, feet forward. Halfway lift, moving the chest forward, shoulder blades down the back. Lower down, little bend in the knees, press into your heels. Inhale, we grow tall, arms lift. Let's take hands straight through the middle, heart center. Oh, yeah. All right. And then from here, friends, lower the arms down. Let the right shoulder do a little roll up, back, and down. And then the left shoulder up, back, and down. Yeah, keep doing that and add in a little more rotation through the torso, a little rotation through the spine. Yes. And I'm hoping you're still feeling the shoulder blades here. Yeah? Let's change. Instead of rolling from front to back, now we roll from back to front. And of course, you can bend the knees as you need to. Good. Nice job. All right, so let's pause here. And for our next little section, we'll be doing a lunge with the knee down. If you need a blanket for padding, set that up. If you want blocks for your hands, set them up. That's it. And then let's do a few more of these. If you like the wide stance, do the wide stance. If you would prefer feet hips width, that's fine too. Yeah, so bend the knees a little back so the wrists touch. And then on the inhale, we open up, lengthen the legs, lift. And exhale, we bow. Do that a few more times. Yeah, so let the spine move, the shoulder blades move. Nice. Next time we inhale, let's go straight up. And then exhale, we take our forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, it's our half lift. Exhale, it's down. We'll step the right leg back, knee down on the floor. Or take your blanket, of course, if you need. So as we inhale, let's move the chest forward, create a little lift. And then as we exhale, just back off of that. Do that a few times. Inhale, forward, little lift. And then we back it off. Now add on to this, forward little lift. And then as we back it off, maybe you shift the hips back, going a little straighter in the leg. Do that a few times, and we want to keep this little spinal movement going on at the forward aspect. So we come forward and find that little lift. And if you're finding that you get kind of stuck and you can't lift, go higher in the hands. Yeah, you can even go on fingertips, and that might give you a little extra room. Good. So we're going to change our pattern a little bit here. Next time we come forward, we'll stay. And then on the next inhale, let's sweep the arms out and up. As we exhale, take the arms down and forward, kind of create a little push. And then on the inhale, create a little pull. Yeah, so we've got that shoulder blade movement. When we pull, they kind of come together. And when we push, they move a little apart. Do that a few times, and yes, indeed, there'll be some movement going on in the spine too. Great. All right, let's pause here. Take the arms out and up, and then back down to the floor or your blocks. Let's tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee and thigh. Move the chest forward, turn the back heel to the floor, and then we'll come up into warrior two. Go ahead and just get there. Yes, but this is not just any warrior two, we're gonna surf. So bend the elbows a little bit, and then we come a little forward, and we come a little back, and A-okay to bend and straighten the knees. I like for this one to bend the knee of the direction I'm going. Surfing warrior two. And then let's pause, more of a classic warrior two, arms go wide. Shift forward, take the left forearm to thigh, let the chest turn towards the floor. The right arm will come down, and then it comes forward, up, back, and around. We'll take a few of those cycles and let the arm and the torso move together. Yeah, so when the arm comes down, the chest more faces the floor. And then when the arm comes up, the chest more faces the ceiling. Yeah, let's take it one more full cycle. And then the next time the arm comes down, we'll stay. Reset, lifting the back heel. And then let's take a few cycles actually on the left side. So the left arm reaches forward, up, back, and around. Let's just take 3 of those. Good. Keep the elbow bent for these as you take the circle. That's it. And then once we're down, we're down. Let's move the blocks if you're on the blocks. And then we'll go plank to the belly. Or, of course, if you're joining me for child's pose, you'll do that instead. This time, let's take the arms back alongside you. Backs of the hands to the floor. Lift the chest, front of the shoulders lift, collarbones broaden. And then on the inhale, come forward to come up, lifting the arms. If you're on the belly, lift the legs too. Exhale, lower yourself down. Take that a few more times. So we come forward, we broaden the collarbones to lift, and then we let that go on the way down. If you're on the belly, don't worry about going high. Think more about going long. Gorgeous. This will be our last one here, and then on the way down, let's reset the hands to head back into downward facing dog pose. No rush to get there. Then from your downward facing dog pose, let's come to the front of the mat. We'll do a little transition here, feet as wide as you like. Bend the knees, hands on the legs or on your blocks. Inhale the chest forward, shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, bend the knees and come back down. Do that a few more times. So we've got this shoulder blade movement as well as the spinal little undulation going on. Nice job. When you're ready here, next time we come down, we'll send the left leg back, knee to the floor. Take a blanket if you need, blocks or any height that you like. And then on the inhale, we come forward, find that nice lift through the chest. Exhale, we'll let it go. And at first, just the movement in the spine. So inhale, finding the lift. And exhale, let it go. Yeah. Now, as you're ready here, if you like, on the exhales, you can start bringing the hips back, going straighter in the front leg. That's a maybe, not a have to. Don't neglect the spinal movement. And of course, if you need to go higher in your arms, take it as needed. Nice. Alrighty, friends, let's pause next time we're forward. On the inhale, come up, arms lift. On the exhale, arms come down and find that little push forward. Inhale, we pull back. And do that a few more, a little push and pull. Let the shoulder blades move in towards each other and then out away from each other. Back and forth a couple of times. It's like the whole thing is a massage for the shoulder blades, isn't it? Yeah. And then from here, friends, let's come out and up. And then I don't remember if we did something else. I think not. Let's come down. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee. Take the back heel to the floor, and then we'll come up, just get to warrior two. If you need to make a little adjustment, that's fine. And then we'll soften the elbows, soften the knees, and we'll find our surfing version. Good. And then let's pause. Next time you're in more of a classic warrior two. Come forward, right forearm comes down to the thigh, chest turns towards the floor, left arm dangles. And then let's take a few circles, letting the arm and the torso and the rib cage all move together. Elbow stays a little bent, especially on the way back and down. Oh. Good. And then this will be our last round here. The next time the arm comes down, we'll stay. Reset, the back heel spins up, the right arm comes down, and now it's the right arm that takes a turn, and we're in that kind of twist. Yeah, let's take 3 of those. Keep a little bend in the elbow, and still here, let the torso and the arm, rib cage, all of that move together. Good job. Once the arm comes back down, let's move the blocks. Downward facing dog pose. Yeah, just take a little side to side, and a little back and forth here. Yeah. Alrighty. Now your choice, either walk the feet to the hands or the hands to the feet. We'll meet in a standing forward fold. Bend the knees a little, push the weight into the heels. Let's inhale all the way up. And exhale, the arms down. Oh, yeah. So we did this laying on the roll. Let's take the arms wide and then crisscross, give yourself a big hug. Yeah, bend the knees a little bit and just kind of side to side. Oh, how nice is a big hug. Yeah. And then notice what arm is on top. Let's undo. And we do other arm on top, nice big hug, little bend in the knees, and then that little side to side, little embrace. Good. Alrighty. And then we'll release that, do the arms. Okay. So next we'll come into a little bit of balance. Let's do this one. I see when you did this with me the other day. This was very simple. We'll start here, we'll do a few rounds, and then we'll do another version. So just go onto the tip of the right big toe. Take the arms forward, and then it's kind of like a ballet first position. And then on the inhale, let the knee open, let the arms open, but keep your fingers in your peripheral. And on the exhale, we close. Yep. And let it all coordinate. The breath, the leg, the arms. Can you feel the shoulder blades as you're moving? Good. Next time we're open, we stay. Let's take the arms up. And then the arms come down, the foot comes back down. Simple as that, going straight in the side too. Let's take the arms in our first position here. Inhale, we pivot open. And exhale, we close. Yeah, keep the fingers in your peripheral. Don't let the arms go too far back. Feel the shoulder blades, yeah. Magical shoulder blades. And then this time we open, we pause. Go open more up to the sky. And then the arms release, the leg releases. Okay. Option to repeat that again, or option to pick up the right leg. You'll hold the right leg, and then it's the left arm that does the movement. Yeah? If you want to do it the other way, that's fine. So go ahead and get there, whichever position you're taking. And then a few times here, we'll inhale to open, exhale to close. Keep your knee and your fingers in your peripheral. Just take a few more rounds. If your pace is a little different than mine, that's fine. Next time we open, we stay. Take the left arm up, or both if you're doing the other version. That's it. And then the arm and the leg come back down. Side 2. Left leg pivots open. And then either you stay down or you come up. If you're up, let's actually start in the forward position. And then inhale, we open. And exhale, we close. And a couple more. Find that coordination, all parts moving together here. Good. And then the next time we open, we'll stay. Take the top arm up. And then we release the arm, release the leg, stand. Yeah, just let it go, let it go. And then let's take another round of our shoulder rolls. So right side, and then left side, and hiccups, a couple of those. And let it be not just the arm, but the whole spine, the rib cage, everything comes along, and you might start lifting the arms here. Yeah. And then in a second we'll go the other direction, but let's kind of quiet it down and we'll start small. So one shoulder rolls forward and then the other rolls forward. And then keep that one going and let the rest of the body come along. We could do yoga under the sea, yeah? Wouldn't it be fun? I think it would. All right, friends. And then let's let it settle. All righty. So from here, let's come down to have a seat. We've been mostly working on upper body here. Let's do a little for lower. You'll come into this zigzag position. I'll mirror you, so have the left leg in the front, right leg in the back. Yeah, I've been all about the zigzag lately. And then let's press down the hands kind of right beside the hips. Press down to lift up. And then press back to hinge forward, and we'll hinge kind of towards the front like a shin. Yeah? So some of you will just be here, kind of a little undulation, more in an upright position. Some of you will instead prefer to take the arms kind of in front of the shin and do it more like so. Yeah, so wherever you are is fine, and we'll kind of move into the resistance and then back away. So in addition to the movement in the spine, you'll find some movement in the shoulder blades, of course. You'll likely find a little pull in the outer hip. And then find a spot that's relatively comfortable. And instead of this kind of forward and back wave, turn it into more of like a side to side wave. Good. I find when I move like this in yoga class, after I'm done, I'm still moving like this. Oh, I walk out kind of swinging. I get in the car, I'm still swinging. All right, friends, let's start to come back up to center. And then we'll switcheroo the legs. So your right will come in front, left will come in back. Let's start with the hands just close to the hips. Press down to lift up. And then we'll back off and do that a few times. Just kind of little undulation, little wave. And then if that's feeling fine and you'd like to come forward, start to walk the hands kind of in front of the shin. And then I'll take a few of those little waves here. And then we'll find a spot that's somewhat pleasant, or just a spot that you can stay in for a little bit. And we'll change our movement to more of a side to side here. Yeah. And let the shoulder blades glide on the back as the spine is doing its thing. Lately, I've been not enjoying pigeon pose, but this is kind of like a lazy version of pigeon, and I like it a lot better. Start to bring yourself back into center. And then from here, let's just swing the back leg forward, take both legs out in front, and give them a little shakey shake. Baddha. Yeah. All right. Now we'll come on to the back. We'll do some windshield wipers, which is, we often think about it in terms of the legs, but as you're doing it, notice what's going on in the shoulders, the rib cage, and the spine. Yeah? So let's come on down. Feet are wide, knees are bent, and arms are wherever you want. And just start to go, legs one direction and the other. And just notice what's happening a little higher up the chain. Ribs, the shoulder blades, the head. Yeah. And then let's pause on one side, doesn't matter which side you're on. And imagine, You can just think about when a cat is taking a nap and when they're starting to wake up, and they kind of find that stretch. Yeah, let's find that here. Oh, the leg reaches, the arms reach. And we'll back off. Go to the other side. Just first get there. And then we'll take our cat stretch. Oh, yeah. And if the word is called pandiculation when we move like this. Yeah. If you enjoyed that a lot and want to take one more on each side, go ahead and do. If one was enough, you can just do a couple more of the windshield wipers straight up. Yeah. And then our last round. I think it's hard to do it without making a little noise. Yeah. So when you're ready, friends, we'll head on into Shavasana. Of course, you can gather some extra props if you need. Whatever would make you more comfortable, you'll take. And as you settle into Shavasana, I'm guessing most of you are on your back, notice how your body meets the floor. Now, we checked that a little earlier in class, quite a bit earlier. See if it's any different, the shoulder blades, the spine, the backs of the arms. Yeah. And then for the rest of Shavasana, I'm going to mute. It'll just be a few minutes because there's a little bit of background noise. I don't want to disturb you guys. So I'll get back on when it's time to come out. Begin to deepen the breath. If it feels good, you can roll the head from side to side. You can add in some movement in the hands and the feet. Maybe take a big stretch. Reach with the arms. If you want to take another cat stretch, that might feel good. Yes, friends. When you're ready here, allow the knees to bend and just gently roll to one side. And then from your side, you can press down to come up. We'll return to seat. Any way you'd like to sit. I've been just swaying the whole time. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste.